Hi guys, I'm Karen Rice. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be painting a beautiful step-by-step watercolour rose. So here are all my lovely materials. I'm just using three colours, three primary colours: ultramarine, cadmium red, lemon yellow. I've got my little water box, field box from Winsor & Newton, a pot of water and a couple of brushes, some not surface paper, 300 grams, and I've got a simple outline drawing, and the reference for this will be in the description below, so click on show more and it will take you to the description. So I'm using clean water to wet the surface of the paper to start off with. I normally start off wet in wet just to get pale washes on, and what wet in wet gives you are soft edges. So I'm mixing up here some of the yellow and just putting it on here wet in wet. The paint's quite creamy because if you see from the reference photo, the colours are quite strong. So I'm just sort of mimicking this now in the painting wet on wet. I'm actually using a small size 4 sable pointed round sable brush from Winsor & Newton, but any sort of smallish brush that can carry a lot of paint will be fine. It's interesting working wet into wet and damp into damp. From a lot of your comments and questions that you've been sending me, a lot of you are saying that your paintings dry very quickly. Now my tip here is to really wet the paper and wet it a few times to let the water soak in. And as you can see, there's a shine on my painting there. You kind of want a sheen. If that sheen goes, give it a little spray with a spritzer bottle, a fine mist. So I'm going to continue now this process of painting wet in wet with the marks that are on this beautiful rose. As you can see here now, I'm starting to work on the more central petals, not the outline ones. So there's less of this colour that's sort of run down and bled out. As you can see a little bit there now, the paint's bled. So if you are at all worried about painting near a damp area, just let the painting dry and then continuing on. So I'm just putting down this paint wet on dry. It's this orangey paint, the red and yellow, and pushing water towards the painted edge rather than pulling it the other way. That way you get a light to dark. The other thing about this sort of technique is you really do get that sort of sense of feel that you're in control of the watercolour and it's not in control of you, which I think is really important. So I'm actually going to be painting wet on wet now. You saw I just wet a large area there, and I'm just painting down the pure yellow on its own, and I've mixed up a little bit of yellow, a touch of red and a touch of blue to make this more of a browny shade to create some tonal values in this crease in the rose. So as you saw, I painted that left-hand petal, the large petal, wet on wet. I'm going to do a very similar thing here. I'm wetting the surface. I'm using these 3 colours to get all these wonderful shades in this rose. So just very carefully, it's not too puddly on here, it's a nice sheen on the surface, and the paint I'm using with my small pointed sable size 4 brush. The paint is quite creamy in consistency, but you don't want it too creamy that it doesn't move. So it's not moving, just add a little bit more water and that'll really help. But I'm just painting these patches of colour, again, just painting them almost damp into damp. And the colour is orangey, so I kind of start with the yellow and add the red. The red can be very, very creamy. Cadmium red's a very strong, powerful colour, as you can see there. But here I just want to add a little bit more red. So you can change the colours, and you can paint wet in wet, adding different colours, getting different effects. It's such fun to do as well, and it's a really good practice of painting in watercolour. And if you just look at this petal, it doesn't have to be a petal, it can just be an exercise in working wet in wet, damp into damp, and mixing colours. So for this next petal, I haven't actually wet it, I'm putting the paint wet on dry on the edge here, and then I'm using the water to soften and blend. So there's 2 different ways you can do this, and I like to mix it up, and also I like to paint wet on dry on smaller areas and wet on larger areas, because you get that control, and the control is so important because after all we're dealing with a wet medium, and it will give you confidence. And doing flowers like this, actually painting them like this, really you will get that sort of sense, your own sense of timing. Everyone paints at a different rate, but you will make adjustments, you'll make enough paint. It's all those thought processes, because I can tell you how I paint and the do's and the don'ts, but actually we all paint in a different way, like our handwriting is different. So we've got to make those adjustments. So I hope this is helpful, just showing my process, how I paint. Now for the leaves, I've mixed up a little bit of the yellow and a little bit of the ultramarine. I'm painting this wet on dry with my small sable brush, and just sort of adding a little bit of water to that, adding a touch more yellow. You know, it's quite nice to do this quite small, simple triangular shape and actually do lots of yummy wet in wets, you know, kind of creating all these different sort of shades of colours, the yellowy green, the bluey green, and then just dropping in colours. It's fun, it's exciting, it's what watercolour's all about. So I'm mixing up some ultramarine now with the red. It gets a lovely sort of shadowy colour and a touch of the orange, and I'm painting this in the centre of the rose with the small sable brush, just little delicate little darks here and there as I go, just sort of not going all the way round, just like hitting a little arc here and there. And this shade now is just a little bit more of the orange with a tiny touch of blue, just to kind of tone it down slightly. So I'm going to continue now painting this, putting on a little bit of dark and then softening it, so it creates these lovely darks that go into the centre of the rose to make it look more 3D. These darker shadowy colours are the orange with a touch of blue, so it's all 3 colours mixed together. It's always a bit scary to paint darks because you don't want to spoil your flower, but we do need some of the darks. As you can see where I'm painting that dark there, it does exist on the actual reference photo. So this is a very watered down blue with a tiny touch of the orange to put that shadow, that cast shadow, in the rose as well. I'm just dropping in a sort of a deeper cadmium red here with a tiny touch of the orange, just to show that lovely reddish tinge on the edge of the petal there that I can see in the reference photo. And I'm just putting on some more of these little red and orangey tinges, and again now putting a touch more shadow. Very, very watered down shadow colour this. I'm putting it on wet on dry, and then I'm just softening the edges with some water just as I go. Remember to leave lots of light as well. Make sure you leave lots of gaps because you want that colour of the rose coming through. You don't want to have too much shadow either because it will end up looking like a grey rose. Love this dark sort of bit on the edge of this petal here, so I'm adding a little bit of blue and red mixed up together to really get that lovely touch of dark that I can see in the reference photo. It sort of really brings out that petal as well. Just by putting on these little darker colours now, it's bringing the form of the rose to light, and it's really sort of making it look more three-dimensional. I'm just sort of finishing off, these have been my last few bits of detail, just putting a touch more of colour on the edge of these petals. With watercolour it does dry back a bit, it does fade back, so I'm just intensifying some of these orangey colours. I'd just like to say actually the colours that I've used probably aren't perfect for this rose, but I wanted to keep the colour mixing simple. So you had your reds, your yellows and your blues, mix them together, it keeps it really simple. If you were to use other colours you may have got more brighter effects, i.e. you could have used an orange to match this, like a red orange or something like that. What I'm doing now is I'm putting down a very, very watery yellow just to give a bit of warmth to the rose because I felt it lacked a bit of warmth. I'm going to start putting in some final bits of detail just through the centre here. So here I'm kind of put some creamy red with yellow mixed together and then softening out, and just a little bit more tinge on the edge. I just want to give it a bit of zing on those edges. Just to kind of make that rose stand out, because it really does in the photograph, and I felt that my painting lacked that, so I'm just wanting to give it a little bit more oomph. There's always a danger that you can overwork this stage. You know, how much is enough? So I'm so conscious of this right now, so all I'm thinking to myself is I just want to finish this painting now before I spoil it. And you know, I'm sure you all recognise that feeling, but when I'm nearly there, thank goodness. So even though I'm enjoying it, I don't want to spoil it. Painting can be very frustrating sometimes. I'm just putting a few more darks in the centre just to bring it out. It is quite dark in the photograph, and I'm using the three colours mixed up together, the ultramarine, the red and the yellow, to make a brown. Actually, it makes a lovely warm brown, I must say. So just painting these wet on dry, just a few more here and there, just to build up those darks. I always say to my students, darks and details at the end of a painting. I'm just literally putting the last few brush strokes on, just softening this lovely warm brown here, just a touch more here and there. That will be my last brush stroke. I put a mount round it just to see if I need to do any more, but I am not going to do any more. I think sometimes you really can overwork flowers especially, and I'm quite pleased with it on the whole. The colours are so beautiful in the photograph, and I wanted to try and do it justice. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see any more videos like this from me, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you've got any comments or questions, please put them in the comments section below. Thanks again for watching. Happy painting. Bye for now.